Hi everyone, and welcome to Paper Pumpkin Week here on Creative Chelsea. Today I'm sharing with you my first alternative made with the Lakeside Retreat. This was the April 2026 Paper Pumpkin kit. And in this kit, there are enough supplies to make 3 of each of these cards, so a total of 9 cards. And it does include coordinating envelopes as well. And today we're going to make a really beautiful Father's Day card using some supplies from the kit, as well as some extra little pieces from my own personal stash. But it's a really beautiful, fun alternative to the cards. So before we begin, I do want to share with you a little tip. With this kit, they stopped including the printout of the stamp set on a separate sheet of paper. So we're going to need to do something so that we can get it into our clear envelopes. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut off this top here because I use this for my videos. And then we're just going to go ahead and trim this down to fit. Let's see. This might be fun to keep, but I'm not going to because I don't have it on any of the others. I could also keep this side if I wanted to in the envelope, but I'm not going to worry about that. So I'm just going to trim off the bottom here. What did that get trimmed to? So that was 4 1/8. And then I'm going to trim this to about 4 1/2. And then I have this piece that will fit nicely into my clear envelope. It's a little bit big on this side, so I could put it this way, or I could just trim a little more off so that it fits inside the envelope, just like that. Now, another thing that they didn't do on this is include the month of the Paper Pumpkin kit. So I'm going to go ahead and just handwrite it on here. So the name is Lakeside Retreat. And it was, or is, from the April. So I'm going to put that on this side. You can put it anywhere. 2026. Okay. So now I've got the label, I got the date, and I put them in clear envelopes, and then I just put them into a box. But what I like to do is remove that adhesive because I don't plan to close it up. So I just line it up with my 6-inch mark, which leaves me just a little bit of a flap, so it's easy for me to open. This goes, let's go this way, inside my clear envelope, just like that. And then when I'm done with all my alternatives, just like I have here, so let's pretend this is the stamp set, I just put it behind just like that. And it's just like the ones I have done in the past. So there's no problem there with them just printing it as part of the instructions. Okay, so I knew that that would be a question, and so I thought that I would address that at the beginning of this video. So let's go ahead now and make our card. Let's talk really quickly about the things that you need that are from the kit. So in the kit, you're going to have this lakeside scene card base. I went ahead and cut it down the center on that score line, and then removed, and I think it was 1.5 inches from the top, just to bring that up so that way I can have it be at the top of my card base. Then I have a piece of, I think this pattern was on the back of it, and that is also going to fill in that piece that we cut off, but we're moving it to the bottom. So I think it was 1.5 inches. So those things come from the kit. If you're interested in getting my cutting guide for my paper pumpkin alternatives, you can get that by a couple different ways, and I'll include a link below where you can see all of your options as to how you can get that cutting guide, which makes making all my alternatives much easier. From your own stash, you're going to need a card base. I've decided to do a top folding card base. It's kind of like a table tent. but you could do any style. So if you like your cards to open more of like a book with the score line on this side, you can definitely do that. It doesn't really matter. This card base is thick, basic white cardstock. I also have some different scraps. I've got some pecan pie strip that's 4 1/4 by 1 inch. I have a piece of soft sea foam. This is, I think, a 1/2 inch, maybe just a little bit larger. Again, by 4 1/4, we'll cut it down as what we need. Just a scrap of basic white, a piece of vellum. This, I think, is 2 1/2 inches. Yeah, so it's about 2 1/2 inch circle, and then 10 inches of crumb cake twine, and then some of that beautiful peaceful pine. This is one of the new in colors. I've added adhesive sheet to the back so that I can stack the wonderful die on top of itself, making it nice and thick. I did also use the pecan pie sign from the kit. I forgot to grab that. And then the inside white label that coordinates with that one. Okay, so I think that's everything. So we can go ahead and get started. It's pretty simple to put this together. I'm going to take my bone folder and use that along the score line. We're going to add the plaid piece first at the bottom of our card base. There's an area here that has a little more space, so I'm going to put that at the top so that it can get covered just slightly by our pecan pie piece, which we will add next. So this piece of pecan pie we are going to go ahead and tear. This gives us a very organic look and a nice border. And I'm going to add this at the top with just a little liquid glue, and I want it to just come down just a little bit into the plaid piece. Then you're going to add your lakeside scene. This comes from the card base, and that goes all the way edge to edge. And then when you're done, make sure you use a bone folder to press all that liquid glue down so you don't get any bubbles. A really quick and simple way to get a beautiful card base. Then we're just going to layer things on top of the vellum. Let's start with our greeting. Okay, I've got the Peaceful Pine ink spot that came in the kit. And if you're interested in seeing everything that came in this kit, you can check out my unboxing video, and I've linked that up here in the top right corner. You can just click on that link as well. So let's start by stamping Dad, or you could do Son, or you could do a different greeting, okay, just near the top. And then I've got this cute little rope detail on my This clear block thing is from the new stamping tool that Stampin' Up! Has. I can't remember what it's called. But what I love about it is you can like not touch it because it has these feet. And so you can really line it up and have it match exactly where you want it. And then you just press down and it springs back up. And then you get like perfectly placed stamps. They only have it in this size. The other one actually connects to the board, which you could also use, but you can't use it independently. This little skinny one you can use independently, which I love. Then I'm going to get the UR. This one comes from an inspiration, and you're just going to ink up the U and R with your Peaceful Pine ink. And then you just stamp it right in the center below that little detail. And you do want to leave some space at the bottom. I'm going to share with you a little trick. So before we add this, I want to add a little distressed element with, let's do crumb cake ink here. You're just going to look for a light brown color. So you could also do basic beige. And I have my glass mat, so I'm going to put a little color on that and then just blend into the label just a little bit. And on this part, I'm also going to blend, but I want to trim off these little hanging pieces because I'm not planning on having this be a hanging sign. So I'm going to just add a little color to the edges of this too. And then just to bump it up a little bit, you just put it into the ink pad. Okay, and that just gives a nice little detail there. And I'm going to do the same with my greeting. There we go. So you can see how that looks. Okay. Now we're going to add these two together, and I'm just going to use my liquid glue. Right in the center, and then we're going to cut it. You're going to take your paper snips. You want to leave just a little bit of space underneath there. And you're just going to separate it. It doesn't have to be totally straight. And then this I added with just liquid glue to my vellum circle. So I wanted it off to the right just a little, so it's touching the left side, but it's off the corner of the circle. So the right corner is off. You see a little bit there? And then this bottom piece will meet the circle. Okay, so you're just adding maybe 1/4 of an inch to the length of that label. Make sure that they somewhat line up underneath one another. And then of course, if I use liquid glue, I always smooth it out. Okay, so we're going to take our strip, and I do think this is just like 1/16 larger than a 1/2 inch, so that would be like 9/16. And it's 4 1/4, but we're going to trim it down. We're going to use the wonderful die. This comes from the Coordinating Dies. It's called Wonderful Scenes dies. These have been selling out. They coordinate with 3 months worth of paper pumpkin kits. So this is the first one. We have April, May, and June. And so by the, I don't know, by like middle of May, early June, they sell out. They've been selling out. So if you like these, go ahead and grab them before they're gone, kind of thing. Okay, so there's a wonderful greeting, and we're going to just go ahead and add that to some Peaceful Pine with adhesive sheet on the back. Just going to try to see if there's a way I can get a little more out of it. That might work by pushing it in a little further. Okay, so once you're done, I don't know if I mentioned, but you want to cut out at least 2. In the past, I've also done 3, so just anything more than 1 is really good. This die is so delicate, and the shape is very easy to manipulate because of how delicate it is. So I'm keeping the top one in the die for now, and then you just pop it, remove the paper backing so it's sticky, and then just pop the other one right on top, just like that, and press. And then that's one way to kind of get it to be the shapes to match up because they're so delicate. Okay, and once you have both layers on, it holds its shape a lot better. So then you can go ahead and remove the paper backing and then put it in the center of your label. Something like that. Press down, and then you're going to cut and flag. And I have this retired punch that I just love, and it's a little flag. If you enter your strip from the bottom, which is really the top that we can see, and you put it through the punch like this, you can punch any length of strip. And so I'm just going to give myself like 1/4 of an inch border on both sides, actually maybe a little smaller so that it fits on my card. Let me do a little smaller on this side here. Okay, and then if you want, you can use your blending brush to add a little more distressed ink. Let's open up that ink pad again. Just gonna drag a couple spots. There we go. And then this will get popped up with dimensionals right in the center, and it can be at a slight angle if you want. Before we add it, I do want to do a bow and stamp some grass, little cattail grassy image. So we've got the crumb cake, and let me find that image. So I've got my little cattail grass image on my clear block, and I'm just going to stamp it on some basic white scraps. And then you're going to go ahead and fussy cut this out. And it's going to look something like this when you're done. I'm going to just take a little bit of liquid glue, pop it down at the bottom. This is going to come out, kind of get tucked under at like a slight angle. Like that, okay? And then we'll take our crumb cake piece of twine, add some adhesive. I'm just going to use some tear and tape. We'll just put it right about here. And this is 10 inches, so it will give us a nice faux bow shape. I want it to kind of mimic the same angle as our grass cattails. Okay, that looks good. I'll give you another close-up of that. And then we'll pop this on with dimensionals. I'm pretty sure these are the dimensionals that came in the kit. I'm going to go ahead and put a couple around the crumb cake twine. I don't know if I'm going to put any over it, because sometimes that will make it even thicker. You could also put it on the back of your soft seafoam banner if you wanted to. Something like this. Super cute. And then you're going to pop this onto your card. I chose to put mine on the left, but you could also put it on the right. I liked it on the left so that I didn't cover up the boat. And I am going to add it with some dimensionals. Now, if you have any of the little gems that were like rocks or stones, you could add these to here as well. I kind of ran out, so I didn't add it to this card, but it would look really cute as well added here. And your card is all done. Well, I hope you enjoyed watching me create this beautiful card today. If you're interested in getting your own paper pumpkin subscription, you can sign up using the link in the description box below. If you would like to get written instructions or see close-up images on how I created this card, you can visit my blog, creativechelsea.com. Thanks so much for watching. Have a creative day. Bye.